Chapter 3. Intuition. The voice of the higher self. There's a voice inside you that doesn't shout. It doesn't argue. It doesn't beg for attention. It simply knows. And when you follow it, doors open where walls once stood. This is intuition, not instinct, not an analysis, not a lucky guess, but divine intelligence flowing through you like a river of gold beneath the noise. You felt it before, a strange certainty when making a decision, a nudge to leave just before something went wrong, a feeling about someone that later proved exactly right. You didn't know how you knew, you just did. That was not a chance. That was not luck. That was the higher self speaking through silence. Intuition is your soul's native tongue. It does not speak in sentences or logic. It speaks in symbols, sensations, and sudden insight. It moves faster than thought, deeper than reason, and purer than emotion. It is the direct whisper of the infinite within you. In Elizabeth Hayesh's initiation, she describes how in the Egyptian temples, initiates were taught to still their minds, not to empty them, but to hear what lies beyond them, to distinguish between the chatter of the ego and the whisper of the eternal self. And that's what you must learn now. Because intuition is not something that you develop, it's something you unblock. The modern world teaches you to disrupt it, to favor logic, to calculate, to seek proof. But intuition does not beg for validation. It simply speaks and waits for you to listen. And when you do, your life begins to move in rhythm with something far more intelligent than your mind. Here's what you need to understand. Your intuition is not random. It is precise. It is connected to a field that sees beyond time, beyond space. It already knows what's around the corner. It already senses the energetic consequences of every path. When your intuition speaks, it is guiding you from the level of soul contracts, karmic alignments, and unseen truths. To ignore it is to walk blindfolded. To follow it is to walk in alignment with the intelligence that dreamed you into being. But there's a catch. Your ego is loud. Your fear is sneaky. And your desires are deceptive. They'll dress themselves as intuition if you're not careful. So, how do you know the difference? Here's the key: intuition feels like peace, even when it warns you. Fear feels like panic, even when it flatters you. True intuition never pressures, it arrives gently, calmly. A knowing in your body, a resonance in your chest, a pull in your solar plexus. No drama, just the truth. You don't argue with it. You either follow it or you feel its absence later when things fall apart. But the more you listen, the stronger it becomes. It's like a muscle. Use it and it sharpens. Ignore it and it goes quiet. And when it sharpens, miracles begin. You begin to move before the wave. You say yes before the opportunity even arrives. You say no before the danger can take form. You align automatically with paths that seem lucky to others. But you know better. This is not luck. This is living by inner guidance. Let's go a little deeper. In esoteric philosophy, the soul has layers: the physical, emotional, mental. Intuition flows from the Buddha plane, a realm of divine truth, where separation disappears and all knowledge is interconnected. When you access this plane, you are no longer thinking, you are knowing. And you are no longer choosing, you are recognizing. Intuition doesn't guess the future, it remembers it. Because on the higher planes, all potential futures already exist. The more you trust this power, the more you become a vessel for divine movement. You'll begin to notice synchronicities that stack up like breadcrumbs from the invisible realm. You'll begin to walk as if guided, because you are. So, how do you strengthen this power? Through practice, through stillness, through surrender. Let's begin with a sacred training. Exercise the inner compass. Find a quiet area, sit with your eyes closed, and take a deep breath. And just let your body soften. Think of a small decision, something real but not overwhelming. For example, should I take this path today without analyzing? Speak the question internally. Now focus on your solar plexus, your gut. Feel it. Don't think, feel. Does your body open or close? Do you feel expansion or contraction? Note the first sensation that arises and trust it. Act on it. Observe the outcome. Repeat this daily with bigger and bigger decisions each time. Because you're not just guessing, you're attuning. And the more you trust, the louder it gets. You will begin to feel when something is right, even before it makes sense. You will begin to walk away from paths that your ego loved, but your soul outgrew. You will no longer beg for signs. You will become one. Let this truth anchor deep. The higher self is never far. It is you beyond fear, beyond doubt, beyond confusion. And when you learn to listen to it, you no longer fear life. You co-create in a sacred partnership with the infinite. You walk with stillness, decide with peace, and remember the mind analyzes, but the soul knows. And now, with your inner compass awakened, you are ready to remember the next power. One that reveals that you are not just thought, but a force strong enough to bend and shape matter.